With me, every mission's a suicide mission.
With Legions Imperialis, every mission's a suicide mission.
Hello and welcome to another Legions Imperialis battle report. I'm joined today by Craig.
Yeah, I've come back all the way from Scotland.
All the way. But actually be quite a close distance for the Americans, but really far for us.
Maybe.
Yeah. Well, for Americans, 100 years is long, and for British people, 100 miles is far.
Yes, okay. Let's go with that.
Yeah, so we're going to be playing White Scars versus Iron Warriors in a devastation mission, yeah. So that means we score victory points in our own deployment zone, we get lesser in the centre of the table, and if we capture the enemies at the end of a turn, we destroy it
and take
get
even
loads
more
of
victory points. Instant win.
Yeah, exactly. It's the win button, isn't it? So you're going to be playing with a load of outflanking nonsense and plain nonsense.
Yeah, not a lot on the board.
No. And I've got the exact opposite of that. So I'll go over my confusingly large army list first.
Okay.
And then you can go over your much smaller but just as confusing army list after. So in my Iron Warriors army, I've got 3 formations. The first one is a demi-company. It's got, obviously, command squad, 2 tactical detachments. I've got 3 tactical detachments, essentially. All of which have got 12 bases in. I've got 1 with 4 missiles and 4 tacticals, additional. I've got 1 with all tacticals. And then I've got 1 with 4 tacticals and 8 missiles. So all reaching that 12. I've then got 7 Rhino transports, all with Havoc launchers. I've got 4 Rhino transports, all with Havoc launchers. So that's where I've got like my commander and all the tacticals with missiles are in that one.
Okay.
And then in the other one, I've got a plasma detachment of 8 plasma bases. I've got a Legion Rapier battery with 8 Rapiers in, they're quad mortars. I've got a Xiphon Interceptor.
Just the one?
Just a single. He's going to be doing a lot of work today.
He's going to have a lot to do.
Yeah, he's basically going to be like a Harrier in the Falklands War, shooting down everyone.
He can try.
He can try. He'll definitely succeed. I've got a second demi-company, which has got command, 2 tactical detachments, both with 4 missiles and 4 additional legionaries. So that's 12 bases in total. I've got 8 total rapiers with laser destroyers. And I've got 4 Dreadios, who are going to be putting in lots of work. I've got 8 Contemptors, all with las. And I've got 8 Leviathan Siege Dreadnoughts, all with cyclonic melters.
Yep.
So I can destroy buildings. Finally, my final formation is an armoured company where I've got 2 squadrons of 6 Predators, 1 with autocannon tops, 1 with las cannon tops, and they're all rocking las cannon sponsons. 2 Kratos detachments of 3, all with battle cannons, sort of like nipple heavy bolters, and then sponson las cannons. And I've got 2 squadrons of 6 Sakarans, 1 with plasma, 1 with autocannon, las cannon sponsons. Finally, I've got 6 Sabres, which are nimble and sitting in the woods with their multi-melters and neuron beam lasers.
Okay, well, let's see what I can do against them. So
I've got Terminators!
Oh yeah, Terminators.
I've got Terminators! They're off the board. There's 8 of them. And that's in the first formation.
Okay. So I've gone with a slightly different style for my White Scars. So we've got 4 formations. The first is a Legion Deming Company. The commander, he's got a group of 8 legionaries, 2 plasma, 6 tactical. Mm-hmm. Then he's got a group of 10 legionaries. They're 4 plasma, 6 tactical. He's got 10 Contemptor Dreadnoughts, mixture of las and assault cannons there, because that's what came in the box.
It's so weird to have these big Dreadnought detachments.
Yeah, and
feels a bit
even
weird.
worse that like half of them are good at shooting something and the other half are useless at shooting that thing.
No, it's going to be great.
It'll be
It's gonna
fine.
be great.
So
What, I will also just allow you to say they've all got one thing.
no, it's fine. We'll play them as they are because that's the way they are, and I'll find out how it goes. I've got 2 transport detachments, so they're not dedicated transports. They actually are units that count towards the breakpoint. 5 in each. Each group of 5 has 2 multi-meltas and a Havoc launcher.
Okay. Because you just fancied it, or?
Because it came in the box. Missile launcher squad, so there's 6 in there, and then we've got a 6 Terminator detachment there in Deep Strike. Air support is 2 Fire Raptors. Those will be the ones with the bolters.
Okay. Okay.
And a Legion Predator squadron that's las cannons everywhere.
Okay.
So that's the Demi Company. An aerial assault company, because flyers seemed like a good idea. So
I also challenge you that you couldn't possibly fit that many flyers in a list.
and 16 seems like a good, nice round number.
Yeah.
Or square number. So in that we've got a HQ, we've got 3 groups of 4 legionaries. So that they're flying around in their dedicated transports of Storm Eagles.
Okay.
I've got 6 assault marines, and they're going in a Thunderhawk gunship because they can do that Space Marine 1 video game thing where they actually jump out of it while it's flying, which sounds cool.
Yeah. Even though it's the transport bay
Is it the front?
is at the front, exiting forward.
Yeah, that's not a good idea, but
Anyway.
suspension of disbelief. We've got 4 Xiphons in that detachment.
In a single.
In a single group because I'm quite stuck for groups of people here. And then we've got 2 Legion Skyhunter phalanxes. They are basically identical. They've each got 2 groups of 2 javelins, which are the tank huntery ones with the las cannons.
Okay.
They've each got a squad of 4 basic land speeders. They're forced to have mixed weapons by the rules, so half of them have got plasma and the other half have got multi-meltas. I don't know why, but that's the rules.
As in, like, you can upgrade them all to have a single weapon.
Only 1 and 2 can be upgraded.
Right, okay.
So really annoying. And we've got 4 Outriders in each of those detachments as well. We've got 2 Legion Xiphon Interceptors in each of those detachments.
So, can you give us a total number of your aircraft?
Sure, so we've got a Thunderhawk gunship. We've got 8 Xiphons. We've got 4 Storm Eagles and 4 Fire Raptors.
And if you enjoy seeing that, let Craig know by liking, commenting, and subscribing on the video.
They forced me to do it. They said, I have to take things with Jinx saves, so I took things with Jinx saves.
Yeah. So if you really like it, there's a Patreon link below as well as YouTube memberships where you can get access to the Discord, dice, as well as exclusive videos for both of those options. And if you subscribe on YouTube, let me know on one of the platforms like Instagram or Facebook so I can add you to the Discord and know that you've done it, because it doesn't even tell me when someone does it at the moment. So get over that YouTube thing and step around it and help me out by shooting me a message. And with that, we'll join you in the game. So we come to turn 1. Craig has got a load of stuff off the table, so I'll go over mine very quickly first, my orders. I've got my rhinos on march, and that's the same for the rhinos across the other side of the board. Both of their contents are on advance. I've got las rapiers on march. I've got my Doredios on advance. Leviathans who want to sprint up the table with those cyclonic melters, they're on march. I've got all of my tacticals that aren't in rhinos on march, except for only bolters tacticals, who are on advance because they're staying near that objective. They're just the idiots at the back. They're holding that line. All of my battle tank types are on advance. I've got my quad rapiers in the centre on advance, and I've got my contemptors on advance. So we're advancing and marching, nothing else. Oh yeah, my Xiphon's obviously on advance because that's got to be.
Yep.
My Terminators are on nothing because they don't come in this turn.
Yep.
What are you on, Craig?
Okay, so all of the aircraft have an advance order.
Yeah.
Everyone who is in an aircraft or a Rhino has an advance order, except the assault marines who have a charge order.
Yeah.
And then on the board, one set of Rhinos has an advance because they're reasonably close to where they need to be. The other one has a march. Everyone on this flank has an advance order, and then everyone on this flank has a march because they're a little bit in the open for my liking.
Okay, so that's Dreadnoughts, Outriders.
Yep.
Missile troops, all on march.
Yep.
Shall we roll for first turn?
Yeah, let's do that.
I get a...
Oh, 6.
Oh, so Craig, you activate first.
I'll activate first. Okay, so I'm going to start with my first activation by marching my missile launchers into this building here.
So that's the double stack of Titan-struck scenery in the centre. Okay, bold move. We see if it pays off. I'm going to start while you're doing that. Moving... Oh, who wants to sprint up first? So with a kind of quick maths phase, I get my Rhinos on march into this train yard, and hopefully that will give my my dudes enough space to jump out and be like into that building, the far building. So I'm going to get them out now, and then I'll see if I've been correct. And we end up with this horrible mess that Craig reckons I can get into that building, so I'm happy to take it.
Yeah.
And that's over to your activation, Craig.
Okay.
First, I'm going to shoot my pintle-mounted Havoc launchers, because that's a thing that can happen on point defense things. So I'm going to shoot 7 Havoc launchers at your Rhinos. Havoc launchers are a 15-inch range. Will you just check 15 inches for me?
Yep.
Only like 4 or 5?
1, 2, 4.
4. Right. Roll 4 dice and then see. Well, it's 2 1s, so they definitely don't do anything. I've got a 5 and a 4, so they do in their light AT, so you've got an armor save.
And my armor save for the Rhino is 4+.
Okay. Yes.
Oh, 2.
So then 4 dudes inside. So on a 1 to 3, they die. It's a 50-50 chance either way. 2 die.
2 die.
Either way, 2 would have died. So Craig, you're measuring to get into the building.
I'm measuring to get into the building. But the tactical marines only have a 5-inch move, so they're not going to get it. So I guess what I'll do is decant the rest of the unit.
Yep.
And check whether I can decant them straight into this building.
Yes.
Or if they have to mill around outside for a little bit first before moving in the next activation.
Yeah, I think you... Because it's a split activation, isn't it? Because you're both now outside the Rhinos. So do you activate as one?
I don't know. Let's look it up.
These guys over here actually are the guys that are holding my flag as the secondary objective. Which Craig didn't know up till now. But my guy that is holding a flag is in fact holding a flag.
Right, that's good. And while we're at it, giving away secondary objectives, my secondary objective is to steal some vital intelligence from this building here and get it off my board edge.
Okay.
But to start my next activation, I'm going to activate my Rhinos that are on a march order, and they're going to boogie 18 inches around here. Yep. So I'm going to about 6 to there, and then another
12.
12 to get them to here, and then the models inside will disembark.
Ooh. Going for that building, eh? I see. I've cracked that plan.
No Alpha Legion stuff here.
No, none of the tricks, just the direct. I'm a white guy, I'm going to run into buildings faster than you. Just like everyone else is attempting in Legions Imperialis. Sadly, I can't get a unit to that building before you get in. Or I would definitely try. Quick, garrison the building. Right, so while you're getting on with that, I'm going to move my guys in the centre. So I'm going to activate my central commander and tactical detachment that's with 4 missile bases. I'm going to go 15, and I'm going to get into this building, surprisingly, in the centre. So I'm just going to move them off the board when it gets ridiculous, having them placed around that building. So Craig is debating changing the orders of his own tactical detachment that's in the rhinos. But you can't change the order of your own detachment. Like, so those guys can follow orders.
But this guy, he's just like, I don't know.
I do everything great the first time all the time.
I'm just perfect, and why would I need to change my mind? So he's gonna keep his order. Thanks.
Right. Have you got any ideas of what you're
going to
do?
I am going to activate the rhinos.
Yeah.
And they're going to start by disembarking this group of tactical marines so that they could do something in their next one, and then I'm going to move them off, and I'll figure out where I'm going to move them to in a minute.
Lies!
Yeah, it's like lies and deceit. What I'm actually going to do...
Just leave them there. We know they're coming out in a second.
I'm going to activate my outriders that are on a march order. Now, they can't shoot, but they can now move 20 inches. They're going to try and skirt around this building and stop you from getting in.
Okay, desperate to not have me occupy such a close key building.
And so he's going to be able to go...
Oh, I'm going to shoot you lots if you think you're doing this.
So they're going to go around to there.
Okay. This is how it is it?
This is how it is.
And I've left behind a base. Right, I see your 4 things. Do you want to check whether they've got point defense?
They do, but they're on a march order, so I don't think they can.
I think you can.
Can they?
Yeah.
Right, we'll check.
So they are point defense, and you can do it on a march, so I didn't cheat with my rhinos.
No, you didn't. And so only the bolters are point defense, not the twin plasma guns. So,
But they can shoot in the shooting phase still.
if it wasn't on a march.
Oh yeah, if you weren't on a march.
So we're going to fire the twin link bolters point defense. So they're 5 plus the hit. So we get 1.
Are they accurate?
No, they are assault though. So they get 2 dice at
Yes.
half range.
So they're 8 inch, so they'll all be within 4 of someone, right?
Yeah. So another 4. So another 1.
So that's a total of 4?
2.
2.
Just 2.
Right, okay. Armor saves. Feel no pain, men! They felt pain. Both of them. Why do we wear this paper armor? So that's your activation. My activation will be... My activation is going to be... Is there anything I need to desperately do quickly? No. I'm going to march my tactical detachment here 15 inches, that's 12, so I definitely get in. And I'm going to occupy these 2 buildings next to the objective. Come and dig me out, White Scar scum. And they get into there. So the next go is Craig's.
Okay, and so we'll go back to the rhinos. The squad that had already been forced to decant, some of their people are going to finish decanting before the rhinos move off.
Yeah, and then your rhinos.
And then the rhinos are going to move off their 9 inches, and then they're going to point defense their bolters into your men.
Into my tacticals?
Yeah.
Oh, loser. Loser! Right,
So the rhino 8 inches, so anyone within 4, which the front 2 are getting 2 shots for the assault, and then 1 from the one on the back.
Okay. Good stuff.
5 plus is to hit. Just the 1?
Yes. So, armor? No. Feel no pain, men! He feels pain. More tacticals coming off. Dead. You've taken 15 casualties up to now. Not great. 3 bases. My next thing that I'm going to basically activate to burn, I'm going to march up my rapiers, and I'm going to march them into these 2 little buildings. Yeah, I'm going to get them into the 2 little buildings. I was thinking, should I play them a little more cautiously and put them in the big civitas? But Charge forward, men. We can always retreat when the plan that we've tried 17 times before, that they were in fact expecting, doesn't work. So let's try that.
Just keep coming forward. That's fine.
I'm scared of all the outflanks though, Craig.
Yeah.
If it was just keep coming forward and you're going to end up on your board edge, then yes. But that is over to you.
Okay, I'll have a think about that. So I've decided I'll burn my activation by moving this Legion squad into this larger building here. So I'll do that.
Okay. I'm going to sprint up some Leviathans. Oh, do you know what? No, I'm not. I'm going to move my quad mortars into the building that is here. So, still within 3 inches of my home objective. And I can shell people from afar. Which is a fairly nice place to be in, I think. So, he's back over to Craig before he's even had a chance to think.
More thinking. So we'll burn another objective by moving this group into this building over here.
Okay.
And they will pile around the building rather than getting into it, because it's got lots of floors but not a lot of roof space.
Right. No precarious balances. Leviathan. I have occupied a lot in the centre. And I sort of don't want to move these tacticals at the back out of their building that quickly. Do you know what? I'm just going to move my Contemptors up because they feel like it. And what I'm in fact going to do is actually move this big tactical squad out of their building. They're on a march. So I've marched up my central tactical detachment, freeing up my building that's kind of near the objective. So, Craig, over to you.
Okay. Okay, so I'm going to start by marching my Contemptors. Now, they're walkers, not infantry, so they're only getting a 10-inch march.
Yes.
Not a 15. So they're going to head off, sensing that this building might need clearing later.
Stupid robot infantry. Not being able to do anything. Right. I'm going to march up my Leviathans, and they're going to march up their 10, which gets them just behind this building that was occupied previously. So he's back over to you. All the pressure on you, Craig. Constantly overwhelming decisions of what to do next in Legions Imperialis.
So next, I'm going to activate my Outriders. They're going to move around here towards these woods and then point defense into the tacticals that are in the open, or
okay,
cover. So there's plenty for that. Everyone will get within 4 of someone so that they can double tap.
Falling for my bait. Definitely not a well-constructed plan like that. Right, so you get 8 shots, hitting on 5s, is it?
Hitting on 5s.
Right.
Hitting on 5s, yep.
Yeah, and I've not got a commander in that detachment.
4? 4.
So there's 4 hits. So that's saving on 5s for power armor. No, we packed the paper armor today. Goodbye, tacticals. We hardly knew ye. Right. Stupid point defences. Luckily, none of these attacks have been doing 50% of my dudes at a time. What I am going to do, though, is move my rhinos over this right-hand side of the battlefield with the plasmas in. I'm going to obviously march them, then point defence, and get my blokes out. So 12 gets me to that point, and then 6. I can actually get relatively close to Craig, but I'm going to stay outside of 8. Ooh. I don't want to give his plasmas something to fire at. So my plasmas are out, and the Havoc launcher's point defensing into the bikes is a 4-up. 3.
So
So it's 3 flat saves, no modifiers.
Okay, so we're on the 5 up. So take 2. I'm guessing they're only 1 wound. Yeah, 1.
Yeah, so that is then 50% in a single shooting attack and a leadership check.
Oh dear.
Oh,
And
no. Are they cowardly?
They're morale 3+.
They are cowardly! So they changed their order.
To a fallback.
To a fallback, yeah. And that's my go. So next White Scars activation.
Right.
Oh, he's decisive. It's a decisive turn.
No, it's not, because they're not in range.
Oh no.
No. I feel like bikes, or jet bikes, should be more than 1 inch faster than a rhino.
Or on a march, more than 3 inches faster than infantry.
Yeah. Like, okay, I'll have a think about this. So for my next activation, I'm going to activate the land speeder squadron that are behind this building, and they're going to move 20 inches round this way to support this flank instead.
Yeah, so that's camera right. And I sort of want to start causing some damage. So now that I know where those land speeders are going, as a bit damage dealy things, at least for what's on the board at the moment, I can pass that information, because I'm actually nearly onto basically just my tanks going. First though, I'm going to burn my tactical squad at the back that is holding the objective, so you have to activate again.
Okay.
Because as many decisions that can be put in front of Craig first means that he has more chances of fucking up before I fuck up.
Well, I'm going to make a really quick activation, which is going to be these jet bikes are going to just move round the corner here, but not get themselves too into the way.
Right, so, oh, that is well outside my 8. Okay. Okay. Yeah, let's start piling some stuff over. So I've got 9-inch move for my predators. I'm going to move 9 up, and then they've got an 18-inch range. So hopefully I'll be able to just absolutely pummel those jet bikes into oblivion. And I'll leave gaps so that I can see through with another unit. Yeah, within 18 of them.
Yeah, everyone's in range.
Quality. Right, over to you. Okay.
So next, I'll activate the javelins. They're going to move their 10 inches round the tree line, so about there.
Yeah.
Bringing their las cannons to bear, and maybe make those predators think twice about their target.
Well, what I'm actually going to do is attempt to overwatch you.
Okay.
So I've got 12 predator cannon shots that are going to hit on 6s. So come on, the 6s. 1. And that's light AT 1.
Okay. So the javelin has a 4-up save, which goes to a 5-up, or I could take my 5-up jink. It doesn't matter, so it's 5-up. Nope.
That's 1.
Lose 1.
Then I've got 3 predator las cannons. Or 3 normal las cannons that hit on 4s goes to 6s, so nothing.
Nothing.
Well, that's a morale check.
That's a morale check. So
Yes.
the Legion javelin's morale 3+.
Yeah, I think everything's 3 in a Marine army.
Oh, they're fine.
Brave White Scars. Right, that's over to me again, isn't it? Because I've just shot, so obviously it's my go.
That's heresy.
Yeah. Of course. We're playing Heresy, just in a different scale. I'm going to advance my predators behind. But I do need to get some hurt down on this flank. And there's nothing in the centre that I particularly need to worry about. So, going to get to here with my las cannons, and then it's Gray's go again. And I'll remove the Brunt Predator's activation token.
What's the range on the last cannon?
22.
22. That is a very...
But I won't be able to shoot through that terrain. So it'll just be at the, say, like the land speeders, rather than at the scimitars.
Yeah. What I'll do is I'll activate the javelins that are behind this building on
Oh,
the
you
right.
got another squad?
We've got another squadron of them. And they're going
he's
to
hiding
move
them.
10. So they're literally just going to come around to here
Yep.
and present an alternative for the Plasma Marines.
An alternative target for me.
Yeah.
Thanks, Craig. I'm going to advance my dreadnoughts. It's about time.
Next activation will be my Predator Squadron. They're going to move their 9, trying to bring their last cannons to bear on the Leviathans.
Okay.
And now we're basically done with everything on the board for me, but I've got a ton of aircraft to move.
Right. Well, I'm going to move, because you need to get your aircraft done. I need to get my Sakarans more central. Fairly rapid. But first, I'm going to move up my Deredios, who are going to move up the 5 inches. Stomp. To here. In the centre of the quad mortars and my Leviathans. I imagine you start activating stuff now.
I start activating
off the board.
I start activating stuff.
The real stuff.
So we'll start with one of the Storm Eagles,
Okay.
which is going to come on and going to come on here and drop off its 4 tactical marines
Yes.
right behind this building. And that's that means that this has to move into hover mode. So it's not getting to leave the board.
Not this turn. Right.
But it still can bring its guns to bear.
Okay. Not too mad at that. I'm going to move my Sakarans up there 10 inches. It is 10. I got it right. Excellent. And they're going to sort of like go round the dreadnoughts. No, they're not.
Just get in the way.
Let's just get in the way. Let's not think about this. Get in the way as much as possible. And I'm going to point defense. No one. Over to you.
My activation. So next activation will be the tacticals that just got out of the Storm Eagle.
Yeah, hopping into the
Pop
building.
into the building.
Okay. Just as planned. For you.
Crash.
Right. What I will do is activate my first squadron of Kratos, who's going to move up their 8. And just trundle forwards. Over to you.
So next I'll burn an activation on another one of my Storm Eagles.
And not bring it on.
Not bring it on.
So we're not going to look in the rulebook at this because we've realised that Craig should just go down the board edge. I'd never be able to fire at him. So
Yeah.
rather than knock that relentlessly off that board edge,
We'll just say it's
he's just wasted. He's just off. Move up my Kratos, I guess. And get 8 inches. To here.
okay. And I'll force you to make a quick one because I'll just burn another Storm Eagle.
Right, okay. God damn it. And I moved my Deredios. I've got to get them on right now. And moved them on in the way of these Sakarans at the back. They've only got short range plasmas as well. I'm going to move my Sabres.
Okay.
So they're going to move up and move. And with my nimble, what I'm actually going to do is stay within 1 inch, outside of 1 inch of the edge of the woodland terrain, so you can't shoot at me or anything like that. But, yeah, move up, and hopefully I can just pop out next turn and just keep pressure on Craig's back objective, Because then he'll definitely have to put more troops back down there, rather than coming towards me with them.
Maybe.
Your go.
Oh, well, your go, because I'll burn another Storm Eagle.
Right, okay. I see how this is. I've got 2 activations left.
Yeah.
So, first, it's my plasma Sicarans. Oh, and I suppose I've got my tacticals up here.
Yep.
Plasma Sicarans. Do you know what? Tacticals just gonna move round. Bash. Just gonna get like to an inch away from the building.
Yep.
So while I'm doing that, what do you want to do?
I think.
And do you know what? I'm gonna, with that commander, I'm gonna change the order on my rapiers to something else. Have a different order, rapiers, and can we all guess what order that is? We'll leave it unsaid.
Fallback?
Obviously. So, into yours, are you just going to burn more activations?
I've run out of
burnable
activations,
yes.
so I'm contemplating what to do.
My Xiphon will come on second. So into yours.
Yeah, I'll activate my squadron.
Thunderhawk?
No, we'll start with the other flyer that I can't remember the name of.
Fire Raptor?
Fire Raptor. We'll bring the las cannon one on. And they're probably going to try and come on reasonably close to...
So with the 8 from the board edge and 25 inches of movement, Craig pulls a sick skid at the end of it, getting a 90-degree turn. I'm actually going to overwatch you with my Predators with las cannons.
Okay.
So I get 6 shots, which are accurate. 1, and then accuracy does maybe. So re-rolling the 5, so that's 2. And then I've got 6 las cannons that just are sponson ones. That's 1. So that's 3 total.
3 total, and what's the modifier?
-2 for a las cannon.
So that takes my 3 to a 5, but I've got a 5 up jinx save, which my White Scars rule makes to a 4 up.
Ah, so you got 5 natural.
5 natural, yeah.
Oh,
so 4 ups.
Yes!
Oh, that's
yes!
all of them gone.
What jink do you have?
Not enough.
Yes. Good Predators. And I'm gloating now because I know that Craig will definitely get his own back with the 6 Xiphon squadron.
There's only a 4, but there's 2-2.
Right. Makes me feel better. Yeah, I'm going to activate my Predators with plasma. Sorry, the Sicarans with plasma. And they motor 11 inches. Because they're real fast. Oh, 10 inches. Oh, it's Sabres that move 11. It's all these like slightly different movement distances that really do my head in. Like, make them noticeably different. Come on.
Yep.
A Lehman Russ is a behemoth of a tank that lumbers about the battlefield. It moves 8 rather than 9.
Yeah. Kind of hard to imagine.
Doesn't feel that different. Right.
Yeah, I'm going to have to think.
Into your go. I think I
just
got the Xiphon, yeah. Craig has brought in his second number of Fire Raptors, and I am terrified of these.
Even though these are the heavy bolter ones.
Oh, these are heavy bolter ones. I don't think after I do this, you will make the mistake of allowing me the shots again.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's the difference. So I'm going to fire my las cannons on the sponsons, stupidly, because I should have had nipple las cannons, which are accurate, and heavy bolter sponsons, because the heavy bolters never become accurate. Yeah, I've got 2 Kratos battle cannons and 3 las cannons. So the Kratos battle cannons, 6s, yes, that's 1, and then the las cannons, that's 1. So 1 at -1, 1 at -2.
Okay, so the 1 at -2 I'll take on. In fact, actually, they
It's
both
fours
go 4
either way,
ups.
isn't it?
Yeah. So take 1.
And can they suffer a morale check and fall back?
They have no morale, so they automatically pass.
Right, cool. So I'm going to bring in my Xiphon, and I'm going to move on from my board edge and be within 22 inches of the Fire Raptor. And my reason for placement there is because I had a bit of a way up. Do I place it near the Sakarans, which have tracking, or do I put them over the other side with the Duredio? Now that's useful for protecting me from the sides, but the Kratos, I'm hoping that if Craig comes in with his Xiphons to get to shoot in the shooting phase, it means that I can gank him with an Overwatch from my Kratos. So I'm going to fire the one 24-inch. So I've gone actually 24 inches away from the Fire Raptor because I'll still be within 22 of the Predators for in the shooting phase, and that just means that I can be a bit further back. So Craig has to come closer and like hopefully definitely get within range of those Kratos to Overwatch. So 2 shots hitting on 4s, and it's tracking. So 1 at -1.
So it takes me to 4.
It was a good plan, but did not succeed.
And now I'll have to have a think about what I bring on next.
So Craig, where are you going?
So the Thunderhawk is going to come on the backboard edge, just like all the Storm Eagles did, but this one's actually going to come on pointing its guns at you. And it's going to deploy here 30 inches away.
Coward.
From 30 inches
Coward.
away. So that's plenty of range for a laser destructor and some Hellstrike missiles.
Right. Okay. I'm out. So you just activate everything.
Right. I think what I'm going to do is...
Oh, actually, I suppose I'm not out. I've not moved the plasmas.
Oh, yeah.
Technically.
So you're just going to burn that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, and you, did you do the tacticals as well?
Yeah, I moved them.
Okay.
But I've just got lackadaisical on flipping those tokens.
Right. So I had the last set of activations, so all of my Xiphons have come in here. We've got the 2 groups of 2 in the front, and then the group of 4 in the back, and they've strategically placed themselves so that they are out of range of those Sakarans, but are in range of these Predators that have used all of their shots already. So hopefully I can clear this flank, or a good chunk of it, with my shooting.
No, I'll just roll better saves. I'll just roll better saves than you can roll dice.
Well, that's how that's what it's worked so far. You've rolled a lot better on hitting than I have on saving.
Right. That's all of our shooting. Have you got any first fires?
I have no first fires.
Right. So I've just got the rapiers that got their orders changed.
Lucky them.
I know. I am going to fire into... I'm going to fire into that Steagle behind the building, because you can always see and be seen by flyers.
It's a skimmer now.
Oh, he's a skimmer now.
Because it's landed to drop off its men.
Ah. Right, I guess I'll measure out 15 inches and see where that gets me.
Yeah.
So, although I've got anti-tank, I'm going to fire at those Outriders because they have displeased me. So I hit on 4, but Craig will get his full armor save because I've got anti-tank. Okay. Oh, but I could fire them at the Rhinos. Rhinos are useless. What guns have they got?
2 multi-melters and the bolt pistol, the bolters.
And I could just remove them. The Outriders aren't firing at me this turn. Firing at the Rhinos.
Okay.
Take a lot of saves on your Rhinos. So I've got 5 at -2.
So that takes them to 6s.
Yes.
Don't think they're going to live. No.
No. Right. And that burns my first fire. So you are actually firing first after my first fire
Yes.
because you got priority.
Yep. Okay, so we'll start off with the Thunderhawk, going into the Kratoses that have not activated or not fired any of their guns yet. And we'll start with the Turbo Laser Destroyer. So there's 2 dice, 4 plus the hit.
Yes.
And these are accurate. So they both hit, and they're -3 AP.
So that will go to a 5-up save. No, 1 dies.
1 dice, good start. And then next we'll fire the 2 Hellstrike missiles, and they're 4 plus, only -1, but they've got armor bane, so you'll have to re-roll successful saves. Whoop, in the tray. Nope, no hits.
Did you say they're accurate?
No, only the
their armor bane.
their armor bane.
Right.
So nothing from them. That's him done.
That's not yet a leadership check for that squadron. Do you know what? I will fire those Kratos, and I'm going to fire at your Predators that haven't yet fired. So I'm going to fire the Kratos with that's 2 models at the Predators. I actually got it wrong before at the Fire Raptor. I only fired 1 dice for the battle cannons. But yeah, I'm going to do the right amount now. So hitting on 4s because you were on the ground. That's 2. And then with the 2 las cannons, that's 1. So you've got 3 total at -1.
Okay, so that takes me to 4 ups.
Yes. Oh, what were you saying about saves? Right. Over to you. Right.
Quick check. Yep.
So you've got your Fire Raptor, but you're going to fire where?
So we're going to fire the Fire Raptor. It's going to fire just its Tempest rockets into the Xiphon.
Okay.
So it's 2+ to hit, Skyfire. So
Okay. 2+.
hits with a 6.
No way, that's so good. Right, what's his minus?
-2.
-2. Oh, that can do 1. Right, I'm going to be on a 5 up.
Ah!
Ah!
And that's that burn.
It can do 1. I'm going to fire with my Xiphon at your Predators. So I've got 2 accurate las cannons, which is accurate. Oh, the tray. Oh,
Are you in reach?
I am within. So I'm with the Xiphon being out of range actually of the Predators. Just going to fire my missiles at the
Fire Raptor.
Because I shot the Kratos first, and Craig has destroyed the model that I was in range of with the las cannons. So 2 rolls to hit. I've got 1, and it's Skyfire tracking. So 2.
2. Minus.
-1. So a 4 up. Because your Jink or your...
Yeah, both 4 up.
fingers, yeah.
Oh, they're fine.
The saves come back around.
Finally.
Into your go.
Okay, so next we're going to fire the Storm Eagle into the models that are in this building. So -2. to hit.
-2, so probably 6s. Is
Uh,
everything hitting on 4s?
There's a 5 to hit.
Ah, so it's just all 6s then.
All 6s.
And then I'll have a better cover save than your
Yep.
HP.
Yep. So the 3 heavy bolter shots, nothing.
Yep.
The 2 vengeance launchers
Yeah, and you can probably just roll the other ones as well because it's all 6s and
Yeah.
then all cover saves.
and the las cannons as well. So 2 6s. So 2 hits.
2 hits gives me a cover save. So it's a cover save of 4 up. Oh, double 1. Goodbye, Tactical Marines. We hardly knew ye. I'm going to activate my tactical detachment on this left-hand side. I've got my commander with an accurate bolter. So that's going to hit, well, I suppose on a 6.
Who's he shooting at?
Oh, sorry, into the building.
Into the building. Okay.
No, but it's accurate. No. I've got 1 set of tactical marines that hits once.
4 up.
Yes.
Nope. So lose 1.
And then I'm going to fire my missile launchers that have got ignores cover.
Okay.
So they just hit on the flat roll, not the -2. So I've got 8 bases of missiles in there that hit on 4. Which is 4, 6, 7. That's 9 hits. And that'll just be flat 5 ups. for
5
the
up
saves.
save. So I think this is the end of this squad. Oh! Yeah, it is the end. But they
Just
put up-
about, yeah, only just. Right. So that is into your go, Craig. Withering volleys come out of the the Iron Warriors detachment there. Not so safe now in you stupid building.
Yeah, the building didn't work out as well as I thought it would.
No, it's just the missile launchers, man, with that ignores cover.
Yeah.
I'm pretty adept at clearing buildings. Right, Craig.
Okay, so next up we'll activate the squad that's in the large semi-demolished building, and they've got 4 plasma guns.
Yeah,
So they're 10 inches, not the 8
that I've been measuring.
Is that what they were? So they're going to be hitting on 4s -1.
Okay.
That's 3.
Oh, no overheats. Right, so -1 gives me a 6-up save. 6s? No. That's 3 bravely plucked from existence. I guess I fire back with something, but maybe not at that building. I'm actually going to fire. In response, my Sicarans, behind everything, is going to fire at the scimitars, because I have no idea how strong they are, and no desire to find out. So, I've got 9 shots from the turrets, because only 3 are in range. I hit on a 5. I will definitely not be complaining about that roll of getting 6 total hits at -1.
Okay, so that's that'll take me to a 6, but I've got a Jink 6, which becomes a 5 because of the white scars, so 5 ups.
Fuck off, white scars.
And I won't complain about that roll.
Fuck off, white scars. Right, and then I've got 5 las cannons that will be in range of the scimitars. So I get 4 hits, and because I'm anti-tank, you'll just get your full armor save against this.
Okay, still 5s. 2?
Yes. Oh no, 4. 4 las cannons.
Just one more.
How many was in that squadron?
There was
definitely more than I've just killed.
There was 6, so...
Oh, is that a leadership?
Is it more than 50% or 50%?
We'll look. So it is 50%, so that's a 3-up morale check.
Get morale for them.
Oh!
So they're getting a fallback order.
Fall back and return. Fall back and return. It's the White Scars way. Right. That is into you.
Yeah, I'm running out of ideas for...
You can blast my predators. I suppose it's not...
but
it's not something that you need to do fast, is it?
No, I want to use stuff, but I am kind of running out of activations as well.
To be fair, you did leave about half your army off the board.
Yeah.
I'll leave them for later in the game.
We'll see if that works out for me.
Yeah, I suppose you've got like predators, commander squad.
Commander squad's not in range of anything.
Javelins?
Yeah, there's some javelins here.
And the solo jav.
Yep.
So the javelins.
So the javelins don't really have a choice of the sort of target that they would like. I'm going to fire at the rhinos.
Rhinos, okay.
Because the Havoc launchers are annoying enough.
Yeah, the point defense is one that, like, if no one's played Legions Imperialis, the point defense, you sort of look at them and go, why would I ever not take las cannons? Why would I ever take a point defense heavy bolter?
And it's because you can fire at something other than your main target.
Yeah. So hitting on 4s with your las cannons, that's 2. Are you accurate?
The javelin las cannon is not.
No.
So it's just 1.
Right.
At -1.
1 at -1.
Oh,
I definitely fail it.
Yeah.
So the one at the back dies.
And the
that's not a leadership check.
And the heavy flamer is not in range.
Yeah.
So
plasmas are going to fire. The bikes are already running away, and since we now know that plasmas fire 10 inches, I'm still not going to fire into your into your javelins. They'd only get 2 in. I'm just going to blaze away at your bikes because I don't want them coming back and being really annoying. So I've got 5 of them. And that is either 1 or 3 hits. It's 3! So that's at -1 to your bike saves, which gives you a 4-up.
well, that would take me to 6 up for an outrider.
Oh no!
But
I defaulted to 30k for a second.
But I've got Jink 6, which goes up to a 5.
Right, so 5s then.
No, I don't think it does, because I think it's only if I'm on an advance or march order.
Shall
and
I
I'm
roll it and then check if it matters?
How many have I got?
3.
3. I think it's good. It definitely doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter because the 2 4s fail
Yeah.
either way. Good, good. Rolling dice. Fast dicing is good. Right. So that is the activation from the plasmas. Into your next. Burn the Preds.
Let's Probably.
I say burn the Preds. Shoot with the accurate las cannons on the Preds.
Yeah, and they'll go into the rhinos as well.
I think if you want to shoot at the dreadnoughts, you potentially have a shot.
Oh, that's
because remember, there's no cover or anything like that. Oh, even my contemptors here.
No, I'll shoot at the Leviathans.
Okay.
So the Predators.
You've got an accurate las cannon, so that'd be a 4-up re-rolling, and then 1 las cannon sponson, if they're as modelled.
They are as modelled, so it's.
So 2 and 2.
Yep, so 4-ups. Yep, those 2 hit.
Is that the accurate ones?
That's the accurate ones, and then
The 2
non-accurate.
sponsons.
Oh, that one doesn't hit.
Yeah.
That one didn't go into.
Arbitrary. Oh, well, that's always the way. You hit first time on the accurate ones. And commendably said that, yes, that was indeed the accurate ones. So that's 2 saves from my Siege Dreadnoughts. And I've got a 5-up goes, 4-up goes to a 5-up. Or a 5-up invuln. Yes! Now is the time for my saves. Which is lucky, because it's about to get into your Xiphon bombs. Yeah.
Have you got anything else left to activate?
I have a bunch.
You have a bunch.
I'm going to fire my quad mortars, and they're going to shoot into your annoying outriders over here. So they're going to fire on the 2-shot mode that just does like the bombardment. I've got line of sight from my building, so it's 16 shots hitting on 4s. So that's 2, 4, 6, 7. At -1, so you'll get your 5-up jink again.
Yep.
Potentially 5-up jink, because we never looked it up.
Oh, these
no,
are
you're
these
not
ones.
running away.
They're not running away.
Dead.
Dead.
Good shooting from the bombardment. So Craig's go.
So I'm going to start with the group of 4 Xiphons that are at the back, and they're firing all of their shots into the front group of Predators with the autocannons.
Yes. Because they've got more shots to knock you out of the sky with.
Well, also because they're the only ones in range.
Right, okay. So you're moving from the back to the front like that?
Yeah.
I see. So you get, what have you got, 4 at the back? So that's 8 accurate las cannon shots.
Yep.
And then 8 missile
Souls.
shots that won't be re-rolling.
Yep. So 4-ups to hit with the las cannons. They're accurate.
I really wish you needed more of this accuracy.
Oh dear. So that's 8.
No. Oh, do you want to just roll those 8 again and see if it's another 8 for my saves?
You want me?
It's
Do
all at -1.
you want me to roll them?
No. I mean for the to see.
Oh, the missile launchers.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay. So 4-ups for them.
So it's a total of 12 saves.
Yep.
Which goes from a 3 to a 4. Dead.
Dead.
No leadership test required. The Iron Warrior's way. Leadership test or not. So it appears it's not time for my saves, but it is time for my shots. So I'm going to fire my dreadnoughts at those predators. So I've got my 8 22-inch range las cannons. And these are accurate because I'm a dreadnought Gravis las cannon, which is twin linked. I do need that accuracy because that's 3 hits going into 5 hits. All at -1.
So 4s.
Yeah, 4s.
They're dead.
No leadership test required. See, I'm just cutting down on effort for both sides. Fail all my saves, kill enough of yours that you don't need leadership.
Over to me.
Yeah.
So we'll go with the
Next 2 Xiphons.
The next 2 Xiphons that are furthest away. So they're going to fire their 2 accurate las cannons.
So that's 4 shots.
4 accurate las cannons first.
Yeah. Accurate.
So 3 of those.
Fairly accurate, yeah.
And then 4 non-accurate.
Yes. This is from the missiles. 3.
So 6.
So just as accurate as the accurate las cannons. 4s because it's -1. That's 3 dead. Do you want to... Because it's not going to change any of my shooting now.
Okay,
For
so I
you
just
to
do
just do
the
them.
next Xiphons?
Yeah.
Well, actually, I think let's just double check that.
Oh, do you know what? That's a leadership check. I'm fine.
So we'll fire the javelin
Yes.
next because he's next in the order. So his las cannons, he's got 1 shot and it's not accurate.
Yes.
But it hits anyway, -1.
So that's the last cannon, so 4s. Dead.
And then, should we just go to the last set of Xiphons?
Yeah.
So the accurate las cannons, which are
There's 2
accurate.
hits. 3 hits. I'm feeling a trend here.
And then the missiles are just
Only
2.
2. You
so
broke
5
the trend.
more.
5 4s. All
Oh,
5
God.
failed. My predators don't enjoy living. So next, I'm going to shoot my Aeolus missiles off the Dreadios. Which one do you like more? Do you like your Fire Raptors more, or do you like your transports more? Storm Eagles?
I love my Storm Eagles, and I would be mortified if you shot that's already dropped off its payload.
Yeah, I got that impression as well. So I'm definitely going to fire at the Fire Raptor.
Awesome.
Because obviously we're both being super sarcastic. So that's 4 shots with the Aeolus missiles hitting on 4s.
Tracking?
It's just no.
No?
No. It is -2 though, so you're on a 5 up because you've got your silly jink. Oh, a
4 up.
Oh no.
Yay, it's fine.
Craig, you can do one. You can probably do one. I think that's the last of my shooting. Because these don't do anything, these tacticals.
The Plasma Sicarans are out of range.
Plasma Sicarans are out of range. Because I've been too effective at killing things over the left-hand side. But Craig's been so effective over the right. In fact, I can fire a single shot into Craig's swarm of dreadnoughts that he's coming for me. So that is exactly what I'm going to do. A single las cannon. It hits at -1.
5 up?
Yeah.
Nope.
Yes! Success! Fear me,
You
White
took an
Scars
assault
dreadnoughts.
cannon.
It's because he didn't want to live anyway. White Scars don't like being put into dreadnoughts.
No.
Quite literally as well, for anyone thinking that's a joke.
But they, as I said, they came in the box, so they were coming to play.
Do you mean the boxes in the sarcophagus, or...?
Both.
Both. He's both an in-universe and out-of-universe joke. So, with that, it's into end phase where you run away.
I run away, and we're going to have to look up what that does.
I have the good grace of dying. It's double move back towards your board edge. If you hit it, you die.
If you hit it, you die. That's not good, because I've got a 10-inch move on them. So they're going to die. They're going to die.
Okay. So they are indeed dead, and we get onto victory points, of which I hold my 2 at the back. I hold the centrals. Do you hold your objectives, Craig?
Did I not hold them at the start?
No, you...
Oh, dear.
Trailer Dreadnought. Trailer Dreadnought.
Yeah,
There we go.
there we go.
There we go. And
They're dead, and that is not in range. So I do not score. I only score 1. I need to learn how to play this game.
victory! Victory! And we get into the orders phase of turn 2. So we're into the start of turn 2, pre-priority. Obviously planes have flown off. The Terminators might show up this turn, and so might your outflanks.
Yep.
Unless you hold them in reserve for longer.
Maybe.
Maybe.
We'll see.
It always goes well in Heresy. So, into orders, I've got obviously both my reserves on advance.
Yep.
All yours except for the Assault Marines?
All the reserves are on advance except Assault Marines that have a charge.
Okay. I've got advances on the squad with the flag. I've got both of my Rhino squads actually on march. I've got my Las Rapiers on advance and the quad mortars are on first fire. My Sicarans on the left are on advance, along with the Doredios. I've then got my Leviathans on charge.
That's March.
Oh, march. Yeah, I've got them on march. And then my infantry squads in the centre, all 3 of them, are on first fire. I've got my 2 Kratos on advance, along with my Contemptors, my Sicarans, and my Plasmas. And then, also in advance, I've got my Sabres and my rear tactical infantry, who have got bolters. That's all of my orders.
Yeah. And probably quite similar for me. My Rhinos are on a march. My the remainders of this Skyhunter phalanx are broken, so they've only got they can have advance or charge, but they've got advance. The people holding the buildings have all taken a first fire. I've got an advance on the Storm Eagle, which has stuck around because it gone into hover mode. And I've got a charge, daring Max to try and take that building.
I might just like waddle myself down that side to try and just just hutch into the end zone just in the final turn is my plan. So yeah, those are orders. I didn't get priority last turn, so I win ties. So Craig,
Whoa.
I got a 4 again.
2.
Yes, yes. First fire goes to me. Now for the tactical decisions. I have to reveal something about my plan before Craig goes. So what I'm going to do first is place my Terminators and scatter them. Now I could go for either of these objectives. You actually control that number 1, don't you?
Yeah.
So I'm going to place them here and hope they don't get a 6 scatter into the building.
Could you place them with it? Would you mind that? Oh, you sure you don't want to place them within 6 of the edge of the board?
I'm going to place them within 6 of the edge of the board. Just because Craig wants them to scatter
They're
off.
off the board, yeah.
I got 2 inches to that way. So that's 1, 2 for my base size. And I'll get the squad placed and I'm immediately going to activate and jump into that building.
Okay.
So that's my activation. So you'll go, Craig.
Okay, so I'll start by using the advance order on my javelins, just to
Move back onto the objective.
move back onto that objective that I forgot about last turn.
Yeah, well, you would have scored it if you hadn't have run away, or the scimitars hadn't run away.
Yeah, or been decimated, I forget which.
A mixture of the two.
Yeah.
A mixture of the two. Right. Next up is going to be something that won't reveal much. I'm going to activate my tactical squad at the back here, and I'm actually going to move into the... Oh, no, I don't. How far have you got stuff that move... They're all on advance, right, from outflank?
Yeah.
And they move 10 inches.
10, yeah.
Approximately 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, around 10. Right, so I'm safe actually from him just jumping straight onto the objective this turn. Which is sort of, I suppose you could jump out of a Thunderhawk.
Yeah,
and
it's
then
only
charge
got.
your assault marines at me.
Yeah.
That scares me. This scares me. What to do? What I'm going to do is actually march my Leviathans up. So I'm just going to go there 10 and get just in front of where this building is, and I'll come around here so that I don't have to go over difficult terrain of the train. Come at me while I hit you with my fist. Do you know what? Yeah, I'll get to around here. Right, over to you go, Craig.
Okay.
And I'm actually going to leave a few trailing so that I can alter the order with my commander if needed.
Okay, and then I'm going to activate my Storm Eagle, which is in hover mode, and it is literally
Go
going
to defense mode.
pop round here.
I'm going to... Is that it?
Yeah.
I'm going to activate...
Oh, actually, hold on. Point. I need to remember to look up point this. So I'll probably fire my point defense weapons at your tacticals.
I will interrupt. Oh, yeah, I'll let you do it. So it's 3 dice, 5 ups, and then I've got my... Oh, no! Super accurate gunning, so 5s. Oh, super accurate
Good
saves.
Feel no pain.
Feel no pain. The tactical base dies. Unlucky tacticals, you were the ablative wound we needed. Right. So then it's into my go.
Yep.
I will activate those rhinos, and I'm going to point defense and move. What I'm actually going to do is charge my rhinos forwards, and I can move through my own infantry bases, and infantry bases in general, I suppose. So I go, what's that? 3 inches to get out of the terrain, and I'm on a march, so I've got a further 15 inches, which... Oh. Oh no. You're on a first fire back here, aren't you?
Yep.
Oh, I suppose I'm going first with the first fire. And I've got a number of bases there. Yeah, let's do it. So I'm going to go 15 inches past here. To just get my rhinos basically into an annoying position. And then I'm going to point defense at... Do I still take like the flyer minus whatever's to hit?
No, because
if you're in hover mode.
No, because it's no longer got the flyer keyword until the end of the turn when it can take off again.
Right, well, I'm going to fire at your Steagle. 1.
And it was a 6 anyway. What's the modifier on it?
Modifier 0. Roll it and see if it matters
3
while I
plus.
look. It doesn't matter anyway. Right. So that was my rhinos. Into you go. Next up.
So next up, I'm going to activate the rhinos, and they're going to move 18.
Okay.
And they are.
Interesting. Interesting. Going for my home objective. I'll have none of this. Have you got Havoc launchers as well?
I have. Not as many as you, though.
How many?
I've only got the one Havoc launcher.
Do you want to fire it now?
What's the range?
I imagine so, 15. So you'll be within range, not of my infantry.
Yeah. Yeah, might as well.
Wing 1 at the Sakarans.
Yep.
Oh, it wounds! Right, so minus nothing. I've got a 3-up save on a Sakaran. Oh,
That's fine.
Loves it. Dice available on the Patreon and YouTube members. I'm going to activate my rhinos. And I'm going to go 18. And I'm actually going to zip sort of like through. And I'm then going to point defense at your land speeders. Have they got multi-melters or have they got...
These ones.
Yeah.
Double check. Can't remember.
They've got something. So I'm going to go to there, and I'm going to fire 3 Havoc launchers at the javelins that are sheltering behind that building. Come on, 3 4-ups now. No 4-ups now.
Oh dear.
Well, maybe all people who just support the Patreon because they like it. Not for the dice. So that's into Craig's go.
So I'm going to use my land speeders from the broken detachment. They're going to move 10 back towards this objective.
Yeah.
Try to do something to hold off losing my home objective.
And having it destroyed
Yeah,
for the rest of the game. That is the bad bit, is that it's not even that you get a lot of points for getting your opponent.
I get no more.
Yeah, you can't even take it back at that point. On to my next one. So, are we both just going and trying to do the Contemptors and Tactical Marines like one after the other? I think I feel that is what is happening.
We'll see. I've still got lots of stuff in reserve, remember?
Yeah, I'm going to move my Doredios further up the board to just have their Aeolus missiles tracking further up. 25-inch bubble. Fear me, Craig. Fear me.
They didn't. Those missiles didn't do anything last time, and they did fire.
They did fire, and yeah, they didn't do great. They didn't do great.
So
Single jab.
I'm gonna move the single jab. It's just gonna move up. It's 10 inches.
Fine, fine. This is being like this, is it?
It's being like this. I'm gonna think of what comes on next.
I really don't want to activate anything over there yet, because I don't want my Sakarans to activate before these outflanks come on. So what I'm actually going to do is push up meaninglessly with, I suppose, I don't really want the Kratos to go that far up. The Dreadnoughts. The Dreadnoughts shall move. Because they maybe can hold this objective. Might be a good thing for them. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. So, I can't actually get round with my contemptors, so for now I'm going to move my tacticals into the middle of this woodland so that they can't be targeted because Craig doesn't actually have any barrage weapons that can fire out of line of sight.
Not an Iron Warrior.
Yeah, who would take them? Knobheads would take them. Right, so that's them burned. You do something. Okay, so what are you bringing on?
So I'm going to start by bringing on the Fire Raptor.
Because it can arrive at any time. We've just looked it up.
Yeah.
So long as it's coming onto the table, not just being burnt as an activation.
And so it's going to come on.
Well, yeah, well within its distances.
Ooh. It's going to come on within 12 of that, so all of its weapons will be in range.
The building will protect me.
Hopefully not.
Go on, Terminators. You're doing a lot of work at the moment. I believe in you. Right. On to... Not much that I want to particularly do. Do I even just sacrifice Zyph on this turn to have a go at that Fire Raptor? No. I think it's time to start pushing up with the Kratos. So they're going to move their 8s and be like level. Suppose that Tactical Marine isn't even there. He's in the building. To there. Advance, my pretties! Advance! Craig's activating his Storm Eagle detachment. Where are you going?
So the Storm Eagles are going to try to make doubly sure that
Well, that my Terminators
the
die.
Terminators die.
Have you got Ignore's cover on anything?
That's a really good question.
Because if you do...
Oh, and obviously the missiles over there.
Oh, yeah. If you turn around and fire at my Terminators.
Yeah, nothing with Ignore's cover.
Good.
On them.
Right. So Steagle there with that's with troops in, isn't it?
Yeah, it's got four tactical marines in it, or tactical stands.
I'm going to activate my other group of Kratos, who's going to motor 8 onto the other side of that central bunker. Meow. And get to here. And it's over to you again. Show me where your planes are going. Next
is going to be the Thunderhawk coming in. It needs to get within 12 of them to be able to unleash all of its weapons, which would put me in range of your Kratos. So I'm going to go
outside
a little bit further out. So probably
Coward.
Because I still want to be able to shoot them.
I'm going to activate my Zyphon.
Okay.
Oh, is that where that's going? Do you want to?
That's where it's going, yeah.
Right, I'm going to activate my Zyphon and hope that I roll a really good roll. So I'm going to arrive here with my Zyphon, and I'm going to fire. It almost doesn't matter missiles or las, because they both hits on 4s, rerolls against flyers, and both AP -1. Yeah, so I'll go within 22.
You want they're what, accurate or tracking?
Yeah,
So
so either way. Rerolling 1, that's 2 at -1. 2 fails coming up from Craig. Have you got a 5-up jink normally?
The Thunderhawk has a 5-up jink which goes to a 4, but I've got 2, so I'll take the 3 ups.
Okay, so 3 ups, normal armour. Oh, it takes a wound! But I've played my hand with my Zyphon.
So I'm, in response, going to bring on 2 of my Zyphons.
Just 2?
Just 2.
Jink, Maverick, jink!
And they're going to try to intercept
Okay,
your Zyphon.
right.
So
You get 2 of them firing, so 4 shots, and it's 4s re-rolling. Sort of regardless which way you go.
yep.
Right. Re-rolling.
Rerolling, thank God. 2.
2. I could definitely pass these. My 3-up save goes to 4s. 1 save. 2
Oh.
save! Yes! Nice one, Mav. I'm then going to burn my rapiers in the building to just give me a bit of breathing space.
So, for my next activation, I'm going to deep strike my Terminators.
Okay.
And they're going to
Where?
take a leaf out of the Iron Warriors and try and take this building in your own home zone.
Yeah.
So,
do you know I completely forgot you had Terminator?
So,
Did you not even go with the 6 of the board edge, you coward?
Nah. Hit.
3. Oh, he's always hit, yeah. Why am I an idiot?
And then they'll
I've been
use.
playing Necromunda too much.
And then they'll use their 5-inch to
Yeah, just hop in.
hop into the building.
Right, okay. Interesting. I'm then going to activate my plasmas, who are going to move 5 inches backwards, because you're on first fire here, aren't you?
Yep.
So I'm going to move 5 inches backwards, because Craig can't actually move, so that I can start taking some pot shots at them rhinos so they don't flank me so easily.
For my next activation, these 2 have got a single unit in them, so I'm assuming that makes them 1 detachment.
Yeah, yeah.
Because they're dedicated transport, but I've bought them for 1 single detachment. I'm assuming they have to fly in together. I'm not 100% sure about that. But I'm going to bring them on.
No, we're experts here, Craig. We're experts here. That's definitely how it works. If you actually know, please do tell us in the comments.
Yeah. So they'll come in advance.
Yeah. Okay, more punishment going down on my Terminators. How long is it? You've got your big Xiphon squad of 4. You've got another 2.
2. And then I've got 2 sets of javelins, a set of land speeders, and a set of the jet bikes.
Yeah, so you're going to outlast me on
Yeah.
this building, essentially. What I'm going to do is move my Sicarans on this left-hand side. And they're going to start powering up into the centre with their 10 inches. So they get to here, and if I'm within 12 of your missiles, I'm going to heavy bolt you. No, just outside. These have been rubbish. Right,
Everyone's been too cagey with stuff.
so over to your go. We have our first outflank coming onto the table. Where does it go? Where does it go? Fly over units, do you?
Yeah.
I see how it
Don't
is.
care about.
I see how it is. Have you got any point defense weapons on them?
I think the heavy bolters are point defense.
Right, then if you're going to point defense me, I'm going to just try and blast you out of the sky first.
Okay.
So I'm going to overwatch with my plasmas. Because, yeah, I don't like dying without doing anything. It's much better to get some shots. I get 1/6! Haha! Fear me.
What's the
AP -1.
5 up?
Do you not have a better jink than that?
Just a 5 up jink as well.
Okay. Not going to a... Well, no, definitely not going to a 2.
Nope. So we'll take off one of the flamery ones.
Okay. And then your point defense, is it?
Yeah, so the heavy bolters are 2 dice, point defense, 5+.
2. And then I've got 2 5-up saves. One dies. Brave defender of Olympia gets plucked. That wasn't too bad. Why did I point? Why was I worried about that? Into my activation. My Sicarans are actually just going to pivot so that I'm going to point defense with the bolters on them, the heavy bolters, into those speeders to just get them removed, because I can sort of look into this part of the table, Overwatch there, and I have got a target for my point defense now. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I've got 12 dice, hitting on 5s. So that's 6 hits. Nice. So 5 up saves for you, is it?
AP -1?
No, just AP.
4 up.
Right, 4 ups. That's the squad.
3, that's the squad gone.
Cool, and that's my activation.
So the next set of outflankers are going to come on from this board edge and move 10 inches to behind the building.
Okay, I'm going to overwatch you.
As I come on.
As you come on, within 12 of my Sicarans here.
Okay.
So I don't think the first one will get in, but I think the ones behind that will. And it'll just be with my turrets that are facing to the back.
Yep.
So, and I suppose the las cannons, because you get one side of the las cannons, split down the centre. My sponsor mounted las cannons are front arc, so it'll just be the 5 plasmas. So that they're accurate, and so it'll be 6s re-rolling. No. 2. Yes. And that is a -2 to that save.
So I think I'm going to...
I imagine you jinx better.
Jinx better than that, so that's going to take me to yeah, 5 up.
Nope. 2 dead.
Those 2. So we'll take those 2 at the back.
Okay. Right.
And they will use their
Point defense.
point defense on the rapiers.
Okay, so that'll be... Ooh, how many? So despite having 2 bikes per base, it's only 1 shot per bike. Because there's 2 per base.
Yeah.
2 shots per base, yeah.
So
1 shot a bike.
5 up.
Yeah, it's, well, 6 is because I'm in a building.
1.
And then it's 4s for my cover save. Oh, a rapier goes down. Yes. So that was your activation.
Yep.
It's now my activation, of which my dreadnoughts. You've got to do something at some point, lads. My commander's unit also has to do something at some point. So I'm going to activate my sabres, and they have nimble, so ignore difficult terrain. And I'm just going to hop them to this other piece of terrain to semi-burn an action, and also just like keep putting pressure on this rear objective. We can actually get to there. And this is, I'll come back with their exact positions. So I end up with 3 in the woods, but within 1 inch of the edge, so they will be targetable. And essentially, do I back myself to roll a leadership test if Craig fires at them? Because I want them to stay there to contest. Right, that's over to you.
So I'm going to respond to them with another group of my outflankers.
Okay.
And they're going to come on.
So who's this, the javelins?
These are 2 of the javelins.
Okay.
So I don't actually know if my heavy flavors will do anything to you, but I'll put them.
I think they
6.
might have light.
Yeah.
So I think it'll just be the las cannons.
Yeah, just the last cannons probably, but that's fine.
Right, but that is back over to me.
Yep.
So I'm back onto this stupid, horrible question on this left-hand side. Or the dreadnoughts. Or the stupid, horrible, disgusting question. Or the dreadnoughts. I'm probably going to activate the dreadnoughts. Just to start doing something. I don't know how much help I actually need with these Terminators. I think I can turn round and blast them. So what I'm going to do is start prowling upwards and give myself multiple options of where I can go next turn. So that's 5 inches forwards and get to here. Right, and Craig, it's over to you.
So I'm not super confident that those javelins are enough. So we'll bring in 2 more.
Okay, stacking the jabs. This situation with the sabres just got a lot hairier. but it does protect my own objectives. Which is fine. That's good stuff. What other outflankers have you got?
That's all the outflankers.
Right, so it's just the Xiphons.
2 sets of Xiphons left to come.
Right. The last thing I've got to do is this command squad here. I'm going to turn my dreadnoughts order to fire first. So they're going to be firing Rapido. Or actually, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to check range to see if they're in range of anything first. No, that's stupid. It's not enough shots. I'm going to change my Las Rapiers to fire first. And then I'm going to move my my push squad. I'm actually just going to stay outside of 10 of the building that Craig's commander's in. And just walk forwards a little bit, because I can be a little bit patient with these. Some's going to walk back, it seems, and some's going to walk forwards. Let's form a firing line. So firing line formed, and I am actually out of activations in the movement phase. So it's just you, Craig. So we've come back to you, Craig. What have you done since we've come off?
So at this point, I've decided to bring on my last 2 units of Xiphons, the 2 and the 4. They've moved into 22-inch range of the Sicarans.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think they're just making me think too much about where I'm placing the Xiphons. I'm probably going to lose some Xiphons to this, but hopefully I can take out.
Maybe 1 or 2. Maybe you might lose 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that might be worth it just to get a bit more freedom for the rest.
Yes.
And we've got the charge.
Yeah, the dreadnoughts, what are they doing?
So I don't think they're actually in charge range. Oh, they are. So I could.
Yeah, I left you the option of charging my.
So can I convert them to just an assault? Not assault. Yeah, is it assault?
Right, so you're just going to advance them.
Well, yeah, I'm going to do their normal advance.
Yeah, but still not be able to fire because you're on charge orders.
Yeah, but I have moved them within 6 of my commander in the building.
But you can't change their order because you don't activate your commander in the movement phase.
Oh, is it only in the movement phase he can do his thing?
So, Craig, what are you doing with your Contemptors?
So the Contemptors could charge into the Leviathans. I don't think they'll come out well in that.
I think we'll trade.
I think we'll trade poorly, though.
We'll neuter each other. I'll probably come out a bit on top.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this opportunity to move them a little bit further back towards my home objective.
We had 2 very different approaches to defending our home objectives. Mine was, it'll be fine, we'll just kill whatever's near. Yours was, we should probably go and defend those things.
But that wasn't what I did in first turn. The first turn I was like, run!
Run up the board! Right, so into first fires. I go first, but have you got any?
Yeah, I've got 3 on first fire.
Right, cool. So I'll do my first, and then we'll just get on with it, I suppose.
Yep.
So I'm going to first activate my first fires on this far left in the building, and I'm going to fire at your missile launcher squads, because I think they can do me the most damage out of anything because of their ignores cover. And I'm going to shoot them with my ignores cover, which is the same amount of missile stands, I think. I've got 4. Oh, you've got 6?
I've got 6.
Right, so I better do some good rolls here. I get 4.
5 ups?
5 ups. So 2 dead. Then you fire your stuffs.
Was that 4 up covers? Oh no, you ignores cover.
Ignores cover, yeah. So not yet a morale check, and it's over to yours.
Right, so I'm not actually sure, but I don't think anyone else is going to be in range of anyone. So we'll start with
well, you've got my rhinos on the thing.
So we'll start with the missile launchers. So
there's 8 shots.
8 shots.
20-inch range.
And you just shot me, so I'm going to assume I'm in range.
Yeah. So it's who you want to shoot.
Oh, it's the same. Oh, actually. Sorry. Take it. I
dare
mean,
you,
I'm
how
good.
dare you? What are you thinking? What's the thought
I'm
process?
just thinking here. Yeah. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to fire my missile launchers into the central
Objective.
Yep.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
So they're needing
on
4
fours.
pluses.
Oh no.
So that's 6.
Right. And is this light?
Yes.
Right. So I get feel no pains against this. So 5 ups for the armor. We need that feel no pain because at the moment we're feeling a bunch, and then 5 up feel no pains. We 4 die. Luckily we have some tacticals in our midst. So that's 4 tactical bases gone. You've served your jobs. I'm going to fire back at you because I don't like basically getting hit with all those missiles. I'm going to fire at the Eben Keshik.
Okay.
Stupid. I need to remove the Eben Keshik with my ignores cover. So firing at them, hitting on 4s, that's a total of 5 hits. And then you've got your normal armor save.
Yep. So 5 4-ups on the Eben Keshik. Oh, 3 gone down.
3 down, and that is a leadership check for them.
So it'll be 3 plus.
Okay. Oh no! They are converted to a withdraw, sir! Ha ha! Victory!
It's not what we wanted to happen. Although at least they're not going to run off the board from there.
Yeah, because they're running back to yours. Right, so that's into your activation of first fire. Of
So
which...
going to have to measure to see if there's anyone in range.
Yeah, so on the right, you can fire into my building of Terminators, my Rhinos, or the Sabres.
So I've only got no one in range of the bolt guns over here. The plasma guns will be in range of 1 stand. So this unit here is going to fire into the Terminators, where everyone is in range of the building.
Yes.
So we've got 4 stands of plasma guns.
Yep, so that's 4 shots, and it's 6s, and then...
4's to hit.
I've got mine.
but mine's 2, yeah.
Yeah, because I'm in the building.
6s.
So, well, you can sort of just roll all of these all at once.
Yeah.
Because you'll all be 6s to hit, and I'll all be on 4 up cover saves. So how many in total is it?
So it's 10 total, 4 plasma, 6 bolters, but because of the cover, doesn't really make any difference,
Yes.
so we're just going to hit on 6s. For 1.
So that's a 4 up save for them. Live,
very
men, live! Waste more of Craig's shooting.
And have you got any more first fires?
Yes, I do. I've got another unit here who no longer has to target those Eben Keshik. I can get them when they're in the open. They're going to fire at all of your Marines that are in the building there.
Which unit's this? Oh, the missiles.
The missiles.
Yeah.
So these establishing that there's none of my bolters in range because you were 10 inches away.
Yep.
It's a total of 4 missile stands. So that's 8 shots. Hitting on 4s. Just 1. And then he's just a 5 up normal save.
5 up because there's no. Yep. Nope. So we lose 1.
Ah. Haha. Success. With me, every mission's a suicide mission.
With Legions Imperialis, every mission's a suicide mission. Last set of units to fire on first fire are going to be this squad of tacticals here. So they've got 2 plasmas and the commander and 4 bolters. So the
bolters are useless because they're light.
And the commanders will be useless as well.
Yeah, so it's just the plasmas.
So they're 4 pluses.
Yeah, into my rhinos.
Yep. Nope.
No, so I have got 1 more first fire, and that is my quad launchers. And my quad launchers are going to go into... So my final is the quad mortars. I'm going to shoot with the solid shot into these scimitars so they don't trouble me every turn relentlessly. So that's hitting on 4s. That's 5 at -1.
So that takes me to my 5 up.
Yes.
2.
2 die.
So that's another leadership.
Here's
though.
a leadership. I'll let you pick them after, but what's the leadership?
Fine.
Oh, they love it. In the not first fire step, I'm going to fire my dreadnoughts, the 8 of them, into the 4 squadron of Xiphons. And that's because they're accurate. Even though I'm fishing for 6s, they are accurate. So 6s! Oh, that's 3. And re-rolling onto the 6s gets me no more. So just 3, Craig.
So that's 4 up either way. Whoa, 2.
So you've got 3 squadrons of 2 now.
And
Right.
are they? They'll be immune. To
They're
radiation.
immune, you said before.
Yeah.
So that is into your first fire. Not first fire with a capital F, just the first firing.
So bonds, they're going into your Sicarans.
Yes. So that's 2. So you've got 4 shots, which are accurate, and then 4 shots which are not accurate.
Yep.
All on 4s.
So the accurate shots
Yes.
need to be accurate.
Lucky they're the accurate ones, yeah.
2.
So 2. And then 4 shots just on 4s. 3, 4.
Yep. 4.
So 4 ups, 'cause I'm a 3 up save normally.
Yep. Oh!
Love it. Right, I think I better fire with them before the other squadron of Xiphons wipes them out. So I'm going to fire them into your rhinos to prevent that little side hustle that you've got going on. So I've got 18 shots at the rhinos, and I get... Do you know why am I picking out the fails? I've got 5 hits with the autocannons, and that's at -1, and I'll do the las cannons. So that's 5 and 6 las cannons gets me 4, so it's a total of 9 at -1.
So that's 5 ups.
Yes.
Nope, they're gone.
They
Just.
just about. Excellent, my pretties. Right, so that's into your shots. The Sicarans have done their work. Do you fire those Xiphons into them?
No,
petulantly.
I fire these Xiphons into your Xiphon.
Yes, yes. I maybe should have taken that into account and fired at your Thunderhawk first, but I'll just jink them all the way. It worked last time.
So these are all
re-rolling,
re-rollable now.
So it's 8 total shots
Yep.
on 4s re-rolling. So that's 4 hits. And then another 2. Statistical. And that's what we like, statistical here. No spikes one way or the other. No joy included in dice games. So I've got my...
No, quite like if you could like not be statistical now, that'd be great.
No, this is where it flips. Like, I'm going to say one thing and then try and do the other. So I got a 4 up save for the -1s. I'm dead. I'm dead. Well done, Mav. You played your part well. You've not gone with your Thunderhawk yet.
Nope.
I am going to try and spaff some shots into it. Basically, as fast as possible now. So we just need 1 point of chip damage on the Thork. So I'm going to fire all of my missiles in my commander with flags base into there. So hitting on 6s.
Oh no!
3 6s. It's -1. So you've got a 3 up save, is it? Or does it go to a 4?
It's free.
Right. Yeah! It goes down! It goes down. And your jump infantry jump out, don't they?
I think they die.
We'll look. So you do get a save, but you can disembark. So you've got 6
I've
4
got
ups.
4 up saves.
1 to 3, you die.
2 die.
Statistical. 3 die.
Oh.
Yeah, you're
Good
not
shout,
Space
yeah.
Marines here. Or at least not 40k Space Marines. And that I guess is a morale check for them.
It will be indeed.
So they fail and run off the board
Yeah,
this
they're
turn.
gone.
Oh no. Craig's within 8 inches of his leader though.
Yeah.
So they don't run off, they stay there. Close calls.
But really annoyingly, because he had a first fire, he can't be activated now. And if he had been activated, I could have given them a new order.
So if something dies in the first fire phase, like them, when he's not already activated, he could change their order.
Yeah.
In the most confusingly written rule in the book,
Yeah.
I think. Right.
Oh dear.
Into your go.
I'm gonna have to have a think about this.
What's next?
Okay, so we'll start with the first group of javelins shooting into the sabres.
Okay, so you've got 2 las cannons, is it there?
Yep, 2 las cannons, so it's 4 ups. They are not accurate, so it's just the 1.
Just
Minus
the
1.
So I've got a 4 up goes to a 5 up, I believe, on a sabre. Yes. 5 up! Yes!
The saves are coming out. Okay.
It's happening! It's happening again! So, which unit of that was fired?
That one.
This one. I'm going to check who's in my front arc. And Craig's just pointed out it's a -1 for being in my rear arc, probably.
Yeah.
Because it is that, but I'll just take him who's definitely in the rear arc. So then we don't have to look whether an amount of split Oh, I suppose they're all in the split.
Yeah.
So these 2 will fire back at the sabres that have yet to fire. I've got hull-mounted multi-melters that is all the way round that hit on 5s. Nothing. I've got 2 neutron blasters that are in the front arc that both of them will be able to fire at least 1. So that's 4s. Nope. And then sabre missiles that are 5 ups to hit. 1. Yes. A mighty 1. Fear me.
Minus.
-1.
So 4s. Oh, 5 with my jink. Either way. Nope. So I lose 1.
And do you know what? It gives me satisfaction to hear how many times you say, I've got that save anyway.
And I've got a morale check to make here as well, so it's 3+. They're fine.
Okay, so that's just 1 dead. I've activated those sabres, so it's over to Craig. Go. Next one, after the contemplation phase, is a game of lots of sighing. Where you go like, the calculations just changed!
Yeah, it's changed a lot. Right, so just a single javelin here is going to fire into the sabres.
Okay.
So it's las cannons only. And it hits.
Yeah.
Is it in the rear arc?
No, because I was in... let's take it.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. I always try and roll the dice, and then, especially if I'll probably rule it in the favour of someone anyway, just because then we don't even have to check. Right, so that's over to me. I'm going to fire my Doredios into your 2... I'm going to fire my Las Rapiers into your Storm Eagle.
Okay.
So that is 8 Las Rapiers getting 16 shots into that Steagle. So into the Steagle on 4s.
Because it's hovering, not flying.
Yes, yeah. So that's 4, 7, 8, 10.
-1?
Minus maybe 2. -2.
Okay, well I'll take my 4-up jinx save then.
Yes. Pass
6,
me 10
7,
of them,
8.
please.
Come on, not statistical. No.
Hey, it's quite a good roll though.
Not good enough.
Yeah, not good enough. Not good enough. come on, not statistical. Right. So that's my Las Rapiers. Into Craig's go.
Oh dear.
So where are we going next?
So next, we're going to fire the land speeders, and they're going to go into the Terminators. Now, their multi-meltas and their heavy flamers are out of range.
Okay.
So the plasma cannons, there's 2 shots hitting on 4s. Nothing. And then 4 heavy bolter shots hitting on 5s.
Is that not 6s because I'm in the building?
6s because you're in the building, but I got 2 of those.
Yeah. So then 4s. 1 dead.
Over to you.
Okay. I'm going to fire, because this is going to be now a lot of hurt going into those Terminators. I'm going to fire them into your troops in the building.
Okay.
Oh, in fact, I can hurt your cavalry, can't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to fire...
So the javelins are still to shoot.
Yeah, I'll fire at... Has your javelins got a better save than land speeders?
The javelins have got a 4-up. The land speeders have a 4-up, so they're the same.
Ooh, I'm going to fire at the land speeders.
Okay.
Just in case I get to go through more bases. So I've got 7 shots, and they're accurate. So the first lot is 2 hits, because it's hitting on 5s. So that's 5 rerolls, 3 total hits.
Just 4-ups?
Yeah.
Ooh, 2.
Right.
Yeah, and that's the leadership for them as well.
Oh, it is.
They're fine.
They're fine. They're fine. There's a dicey moment there, though. Yeah.
So it's going to be the 2 las cannons from the javelins.
Yeah. Is that because their other stuff is out of range?
Yeah, the heavy flamers are 6-inch range.
Okay.
So the
It's weird, those 2 weapon setups, as you said.
yeah,
Like,
really
trying to do 2 different things, and
Yeah.
you can't mix them.
and the heavy flamers not being point defense, so that I could maybe like
Do it in the movement phase,
burn someone
yeah.
in the movement phase. Yeah. Right. So the javelins, they just got 1 dice on each. So 4
6s,
6s because of the building. I keep forgetting that 1.
and then 4s. Dead.
Another base.
Well, you took me a Terminator. I'm going to go with my Kratos squadron of 3 into... They're just going to have to go into the missile launchers because they can't see anything else. Their heavy bolters are out. So I've got the cannons on top, which is 6 shots, and each has got a las cannon, so a total of 9 shots. They'll be hitting on 6s. 1, and you'll get your 4-up save.
It's fine.
Yeah, not much better there. Oh, actually, I've got my Deredios as well. But over to you.
Okay. So I'm running out of things to activate. The next thing will be the Fire Raptor with the heavy bolters.
You've just got that group, haven't you? Or
Yeah.
you've just got on the right-hand side, haven't you?
Yeah. So I've got the
Yeah. Do you want to just do all of your stuff on the right-hand side? And then, because my stuff is not going to interact with that.
Right.
Unless you want to fire at them 2 Kratos.
Not at the moment.
Right.
So we'll start with the Fire Raptor. It's got 5 Avenger bolt cannon shots.
Yes.
And these are rapid fire, so 6s will explode.
Okay.
But I don't get any 6s.
And it's 6s to hit anyway?
Yep, so nothing.
Okay. Right, next one.
So next is the
Heavy bolter turrets?
Yep, so there's 4 dice from that.
What
5,
range are they?
12. From here.
Oh, you measured to be in,
Yeah.
didn't you? So, right. 4 dice.
4 dice,
Have you got 2 turrets or 1?
because it's just 1. They're sponsoring.
Yeah. Yeah. Right, okay.
Right.
They're hitting on 6s.
6s. Nothing.
Firing into buildings.
And then I don't have I have the Tempest rockets on these, don't I?
Yes, just
Yeah.
not on the Storm Eagles.
So that's 1 dice, 2 plus, so that's 4 plus.
Okay.
That hits.
Oh, these are super accurate.
-2.
Yeah, well, it's a cover save 4
Yeah,
up.
4 up.
Dead.
Another one. And then the las. No, I don't have the las cannon batteries. That's a different Storm Eagle. Okay, so that's that one done.
Okay.
And now I've got the. Sorry, that was the Fire Raptor. So I've got the Storm Eagles.
Right. So next is the Storm Eagles.
So
Everyone's in with everything?
no, the 2 at the back don't have their bolters in range. Just the front one.
Okay.
So that's 3 dice hitting on 6s.
Okay.
1.
And 2 5s as well.
It's fine.
Fine.
I don't have the Tempest, but I've got the Vengeance rocket launchers, so they're 2 dice each. 4, so they got 6s.
Yeah. Just
1.
Dead. So that's 1 from like this group of Steagles up to now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm tracking it for the morale test.
Yeah, which is probably a reason why I shouldn't have done, because there's 2 groups here.
If you kill 2 more, then
Yeah.
we'll randomise to see if it was which group.
And then the wing-mounted las cannons, there's 2 shots each.
So that's 6. Hitting on 6s. No.
Nope. Not enough for a morale test anyway.
Right. You've got anything? Have you got anything else?
2 Xiphons and the Javelin. The Javelin can't see anything though.
Right, so it's just the Xiphons. You got into this. Let me just use my psychic powers. Into the Sicarans.
Into the Sicarans.
So it's 8 shots. So it's 4 shots re-rolling.
And 4 not.
Yeah, all on 4s.
So this is the re-rolling ones. That definitely cocked.
2 hit, 2 re-rolls. 3 hit.
And then the
statistical.
3 and
4.
4. Not statistical.
So that's -1, so 4s. Not statistical, 1 gets plucked. Right.
And then, I mean, the Javelin would go, but it's got nothing it can see.
Yes. So then we'll just finish off mine on this left-hand side. I've got the Dreadios that will fire into the Scimitars. So they've each got the Aeolus and their autocannons. And their sarcophagus-mounted weapons, non-specific. So I'm going to use the sarcophagus-mounted weapons first.
The nipple-heavy
That
bolts.
hit on 6s, yeah. Nothing. Thanks, sarcophagus-mounted weapons. We've got the Aeolus missiles, which are 4 up to hit. They get 2 hits.
Minus.
-2.
So that's my 5 up Jinx save.
Yes.
6 to 5. Nope. So that's then gone.
Next, my Kratos are going to get their battle cannons and a las cannon each into the dreadnoughts. So the Kratos battle cannons get 1 hit, and the las cannons get no hits. So just 1 at -1.
So 5s. Oh, 1.
Or just 1.
Try again.
I suppose it's a 4.
There we go.
It passes, yeah. I was going to say a 4 up, it passes.
Okay.
You pass 1. And that is my last shooting. So we withdraw Terminators. They move 2D. They're
10.
10 distance, yeah.
Like right towards the rest of your...
Quick! We can
Like basically into the back of the Kratoses.
And if you move into another unit, you take some form of damage. So the Terminators have to take a save roll because they're in the building, so they all hit the Kratos.
Yep, so it's 4 ups. Oh, try again. Oh, that's not good for a start. Nope, they're all dead.
And I think that sums up the game quite nicely.
Yeah, I think we'll count up this and then we'll do an outro for that.
And we'll see everyone, yeah. As Craig says in the outro. Well, that was actually, I think, quite a telling second turn
Yeah.
or decisive, not telling.
I think tell is probably the right word. I think I think that was my first game. That was the first list I've ever written, and it was just an attempt to use the models that I had, and I think I probably put them together in a suboptimal way. I mean, like you could at the end of that, I'm 3 of the 4 formations were broken, and the Demi company, I had lost count, but I'm pretty sure they were broken or close to broken as well. And they were just like, everyone was taking morale tests, falling back, broken.
Yeah. But I think we said as well, like that, you having a lot more smaller units, just even a number of things, that say like our Terminators weren't that different in number of bases, like by the end of it, but I'd killed a bunch, like just 3 of your Terminators with a shooting attack. That caused them to become broken.
Yeah.
Whereas you killed 2 in one, so not that far off. But the difference of that failed morale, meaning I could just switch to something else and then die in. Or like some Scimitars, which are obviously fast, just running off the board.
Yeah. And the Scimitars, the Scimitars were at maximum size, 6 bases in a unit, but the Javelins and the Land Speeders being smaller meant, it doesn't really take much to pop something with a 4-up save.
Yeah.
And then the Javelins, you're at a break point, or not a break point, you're at a morale test there. And yeah, so it can be really easy to get them to fall back.
Well, one thing as well, I think is worth saying, if someone just looked at our lists and was like, Flyers are really good, because I didn't even have that much actual anti-aircraft.
Yeah.
And you even said it yourself, like you didn't think it was going to be a
Yeah, I thought that I wasn't sure if this would be too overpowered. And then turn 1, I thought maybe it was overpowered, but it transpires that was just a really good spike from me and a poor set of save rolls from you.
Yeah. And so I think there's like a clear point of diminishing returns.
Yeah.
On the flyers, like definitely below this level. Certainly,
Yeah.
like I've had like 3 really good. How many was it? 18? 14?
Like 17.
17? Too many.
Yeah, definitely.
So I suppose that's even if it's just a Xiphon cost at 100, just for an easy calculation, it's like more than half of your list was in flyers.
Yeah, they were, and they were there to make it. They were there to make it fun. They were fun to paint and build, and they were good, but like they are kind of limited in what they can do. They should be there to pick off a juicy target, like a Titan or like the Predators that they got in turn 1. But turn 2, like they couldn't really do an awful lot because your army was so clustered together that they had to like fly through just a like shrapnel waterfall basically.
Shrapnel waterfall.
There was
We've got the name of the video.
there was no clear air there for the Xiphons.
Yeah, and I think that's it. You weren't able to stay on the flanks. Anytime you wanted to put a Xiphon there, another Xiphon was already there.
Yeah.
Essentially. Because I had really tried at that point. After the first turn, it was so like, oh shit, all my Predators are dead.
Yeah.
The second turn, I was like really careful of where I was moving, that everything had some sort of bubble of protection around it.
Yeah.
Or at least like was close enough that you'd have to go so far on the flank with the Xiphons, you could only get like 1 unit in a nice position.
And then there's like units in there that I didn't expect to trouble the Xiphons, like the Dreadnoughts with all the las cannons, and they just...
Dreadnoughts, so good in Tomb game systems,
Yeah.
who knew? Accurate las cannons, craziness.
I think the thing that's caused me a bit of pain in this though is the way GW have been selling the models. Like the Sky Hunter boxes come in a set which kind of force you to make smaller units. The Dreadnoughts come with mixed weapons.
I think that is one thing that lots of people that like I've seen playing are just, it's an 8mm model, man. If you tell me it's got las cannons, it's got las cannons. If you tell me it's got heavy bolters, it's got heavy bolters. Because and as well with that frustration of the sets.
Yeah.
If someone doesn't have access to 3D printing, it's just right. That is
I
just
mean,
out of the box.
some of the other things like this, like the Assault Squad could have been bigger, the Terminators could have been bigger, and they would have been if it wasn't for the fact that I get 2 bases in a £40 box.
Yeah. So for anyone feeling bad for Craig at this point, I'll link below or in the side our first Iron Hands Alpha Legion game. And with that, we'll catch you next time. See you in a bit.
Bye.
I couldn't resist, Craig.
Yeah.